Talking Podcast. I'm JJ Starr.
I'm over here.
I'm looking right at you.
Oh, you were looking down there.
I'm looking right at you.
That's the way I like it.
Who are you?
Downtown. Well, no, today I'm back to Mailman Andy.
Mailman Andy. Yeah, well,
I'm just a man named Andy.
We're here to talk and bring some civil discourse to an otherwise discordant world. It is another fucking hot day. Ugh. I don't know why people like this.
I'm ready to go back to bed.
This is awful.
And we have a workout after this.
Yeah. Literally every time somebody asks me, they're just like, how are you? I was like, I hate everything because it's so fucking hot.
I don't want to put out the wrong impression, because I'm always exhausted when we start recording. I'm always drained. I love doing this. I kind of wish we could still do this in bed or
you mentioned that previously.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah.
Or in the kitchen where because that's where all of our best conversations happen, when you and I have just finished doing the dishes and we're thinking about something or we get really into something and we just start going, and before we know it, we'll have lost track of time. And then it'll be time to go watch I Love Lucy before bed.
Well, if we weren't, specifically set up to absorb as much echo as possible in this one area of the house, if we were constantly set up for it, then every time we started a conversation, I would say, let's go do it in, the sound absorbing area.
I like how you did your hair and your eyes.
Thanks. Compliments.
And speaking of compliments, we have rules.
We do. We have rules, not specifically about compliments, but maybe we'll add something.
No one in this podcast is immune to kind words and flattery.
3 rules for the sake of civility: no judgment, nothing personal, and don't be a dick. Don't be a dick. What do you want to talk about?
What do I want to talk about? Well, now that the worst week ever is finally over.
Was it the worst week ever?
When we recorded last week's episode, we had just found out that Malcolm Jamal Warner had passed.
Oh, yeah.
The next day, Ozzy died.
That one hurt.
2 days after that, Hulk Hogan died.
Was it 2 days?
It was 2 days.
I thought it was the next day.
Ozzy died on Tuesday. Hulk died on Thursday.
Wow.
That same day or the next day, I think it was Chuck Mangione.
Yep.
The week before, it was, what's her name?
Connie
Francis.
Yeah.
And then there's 3 or 4 other ones that weren't as big names, but they went around the same time too.
Yeah.
And it's just what the hell? Why?
It literally just kept coming. That's awful. It's so rotten.
I couldn't help but think that Dad died on May 31st and he just decided to take everyone with him.
I mean, I think that the hardest hit was the fact that all these none of these people were terrifyingly old.
Old, no. Ill. I mean, Ozzy's been battling Parkinson's for 6+ years.
Yeah, but
Malcolm's was an accident. Okay,
that's not to put it out there. Toy, don't do this. But Michael J. Fox has been battling Parkinson's.
The two of them should have got together.
Maybe they did.
It's funny. I scrolled across Mark's Facebook this morning, and there was a post from 3 days ago that says, "Would somebody please check in on Dick Van Dyke and
Mel Brooks?" I saw that. Are we talking about death again?
No.
Let's bring it up.
I'm just saying.
But yeah,
last week was the fucking worst week.
Shitty one.
Because
it was a rough one.
Last week we did the check-in because I'm still grieving. I'm still having a hard time because I lost a family member. But now you take away some of the most influential people in my life over the course of my life. I've been listening to Ozzy since I was a kid. I was watching Malcolm Jamal Warner on the Fresh Prince, 20-something years ago. I've been watching Hulk Hogan literally since the day I was born. Life is changing so incredibly fast. And now I kind of have an idea of probably how my dad felt when John Wayne died or Groucho Marx died or something like that. It's I would have loved to know what he was like before that happened. What his demeanor would have been like.
You know what? I saw something, and it's hard to believe what's real anymore and everything. But I did see something that said that Groucho Marx suffered from severe insomnia at the end of his life, and that he was actually neighbors with Alice Cooper, who would bring over beer and watch movies.
They would watch Marx Brothers movies,
late at night until Groucho fell asleep. And I think that that's just the cutest fucking thing I've ever heard in my life. I saw Alice Cooper at the mall one time.
I've yet to. I still kind of want to see him.
Yeah.
But like I doubt. I mean, unless
I
I
do.
really make a go for it, I don't think I will. But
I will be there if you choose to.
I don't even necessarily need to see him play. I wanna sit down and buy the man a coffee and talk for 5 minutes.
Talk about Milwaukee.
Yes,
Which
means
the good land.
The good
land. Yes. Now that we all know that.
Like what was I gonna say before this? Because I've been thinking about a lot of things lately, and you know, like, I mean, I've often wondered. It's like, were these people better off, you know, in later stages in life? Because if you look at like Alice and Ozzy and people like they got sober and they found God and they do all that, I'm like, is that what the world needs? Is that for everybody? You know, probably not. But
I mean, I think to some degree, it, whatever you want to call it, like, and everything. But like, you know, I think that a lot of peace comes with, for lack of a better way of putting it, you know, like surrendering yourself, like relinquishing a little bit of control. And, you know, it allows you to just live, you know, it's that lack of concern for, we can all die at any minute. And you say, shrug, we could all die at any minute. And it's just like, okay, so instead of focusing on it, we live.
Everybody's take last week was they're dropping like flies, like who's next, you know, or am I next? And it's just like, it really makes you stop and think about mortality, because, you know, tomorrow is not guaranteed for any of us. And I know we talk about that a lot, but like we've experienced it a lot, you know, it's ever present.
Well, you know, I mean, that's just it though, is that, you know, understanding that it's ever present, I think that is the reason why I specifically am like, we don't need to talk about it, because it's a given. It's like, you know, it's always going to be a possibility. So why bother? Why focus?
The thought that's really crossed my mind a lot, and especially in the last 2 weeks, especially thinking about this caliber of people that we've lost, is knowing me and how I am. I could never handle being famous. I cannot. I've always kind of
don't tell people that. We're trying to think here.
Maybe the reverse will happen. Shit. I don't know, because like,
just kidding. We'd love to be famous. Do your work.
You can have all of it, okay? Because I know how I am, and it's like, when you think about it, like, these are people that can't have their peace at a restaurant or in an airport or anywhere without somebody being like, I want to get my photo with them. I want to go talk to them. I want to meet them. And it's just like, could I handle that? Probably to a small degree, but after a while, it's just like, I'm here with my family. Well, leave me alone.
But that is not the fault of... We've talked about this before. We did a whole episode about being famous last season. And that's just it, is that is not the fault of fame. You know, that loss of anonymity and everything, it happens, but like, that it's not the fault of fame, it's the fault of inconsideration. Because I've seen people out and about being real people and, you know, and all of that jazz and everything, but it's like, they're with their family. It's like, don't bother them. They do certain things. They make appearances. They put on shows. They do this, that, and the other thing. It's like, when they're working, when they're on. That's when they can't say, oh, I don't want these people around.
Because they're being paid to be where they are.
They are there for that purpose. But when they're out in the real world, existing and living their real life with real people by their sides and everything, leave them the fuck alone.
You know?
Like, just leave them the fuck alone.
When my cousins were referring to us as Downtown Andy and JJ Star, I should have just been like, I'm sorry, we can't talk right now. We're with our family. Which, you know, is them. I'm just...
I think that, you know, I don't know.
Are you okay?
I'm okay.
Yeah.
I
honestly haven't been okay.
I had a moment today. I had a big, and I've been having them a lot more frequently lately. I'm gonna blame it a little bit on the heat. But I've been having a lot more moments lately where I'm not gonna say I'm feeling my age, because I don't believe it's related to my age as much as I am feeling distressed over the things that I understand are out of my control because of my age. Not the pain and everything. I shouldn't be experiencing that. No one should. I'm talking about I can't regulate my body temperature anymore. I have been having severe mood swings lately. I will literally just turn my head and see you or see the dog and just get a lump in my throat. Oh, yeah.
Ouch.
Oh, well, I'm not sad that you're there. I'm sad because eventually I'm not going to have that. And it just hits me like a fucking ton of bricks, and I absolutely hate it. I am firmly in the grip of perimenopause, and it blows. It blows.
I'd still like to know why I'm falling asleep at 8:30 at night and not, able to keep myself awake like I used to be. But then again, maybe that's age.
Because you're waking up at 5 a.m.
And not by choice.
When you wake up at 5 a.m.
Not by choice.
When you wake up at 5 a.m., now let's just say that you're supposed to be awake for 16 hours in order to get 8 hours of sleep. What is 16 hours from 5 a.m.?
I mean, I'm hyper vigilant because
that's 9 p.m.
of the sun being up earlier and the dog, rustling because I know she's going to have to go out. And it's just like, I mean, I'm used to it now, but it's like, I don't know.
That sounds like a lot of hooey, though.
What? Well, no, because the sensitivities, like once I'm awake, there's no falling back asleep. Like
I think that's an overactive mind is what that is.
Which I've had for a very long time.
Yes, I medicate mine. I have it too, and I medicate mine.
Do you have overactive minds out there? Our inquiring ones want to know.
Like it's and that's a tough pill to swallow. No pun intended. But like that's just it.
I'm not a pill popper or a big bopper.
Well, I'm not a pill popper.
This is the pill popper speaking.
That's going to be, if I ever get on the radio, that is exactly how I'm going to have to announce myself.
As the pill popper?
As the pill popper. But that's just it, is that, I understand.
Do you have Chantilly lace?
I got to a point where I had to accept the fact that between the pain and the overactive mind, I was not sleeping through the night at all. I was the same as you. And I got on a regimen that I understand is necessary, and I hated it for a very long time. And I'm not, a pill shamer or anything like that, but I didn't want to medicate anything. I don't, but I don't want to be, it's been a really hard, come to acceptance that, I have to be on medications for several conditions at this point. I have my pill case that Instagram won't let me show. And, that's, and I've had to come to grips with that because I was adamant, not 5 years ago, that the last thing I want is to have to take pills every day.
And so what happens if you just entirely stop? What happens if you
I will be a mess.
No, so like realistically, if you were to stop taking every pill that you regularly take, every single one, you consume no vitamin, no supplement, no medication, nothing. What does tomorrow morning look like?
Tomorrow morning will probably be okay. Now, 5-6 days from now, won't look so good.
But what does that mean?
I will have a hard time walking. I will have mostly, I won't have grip strength. My grip strength will go away. I won't be able to, control what little, grasp I have on my my mood swings. I will, probably the circulation in my legs will start to cause a lot of pain. And then eventually that could, go to my lungs and my heart, leading to a high risk of heart disease and possibly a stroke. Let's see, I will probably have panic attacks regularly. Sleeping through the night will not exist anymore. And it will, and I will be very short and irritable with everything, which will in turn cause people I care about to not want to be around me anymore.
We should save our first live episode for that.
That day will never come. Damn. My doctors have asked me, you know, my rheumatologist, the last time I saw her was in April, I want to say. April? No. June.
I can't remember because it took so long to secure that appointment.
But the last time I saw her, you know, she said, she's like, listen, my baseline is 5 years. I want you to be on this medication for 5 years. And she's like, I'm pretty sure you don't want to be on it for the rest of your life. And I looked her dead in the eye and I was just like, it helps. Like, I don't foresee myself stopping, but it would be nice. But like how, like these are degenerative issues. It's not like it's gonna, what is going on right now? You
said that would be nice, and I started singing the Beach Boys.
Oh, okay.
I'm just trying to lighten the mood, you know. This is a podcast.
But I, you know, like it would be very cool if I didn't have to be on medication.
Yes.
But I used to not be on medication. So the idea that my body is going to be better in a few years, so much so that I can now get off of this medication, which it's like it's suppressing my immune system.
You'll be nice and conditioned at that point.
I guess. Yeah. And it's just like, you know, how long before I start flaring up every other day like I used to, you know?
Like, is this what we're in for? Because you saw the litany of pills Dad was taking, you know.
Your dad had a contingency of bad conditions. You don't have to go that way.
I know. And that's part of the reason why we're taking...
All you have to do is prevent
impeccable care of ourselves, especially now. Like, here's the thing. We were in the gym 2 to 3 days, and then 1 to 2 days off, and then another 1 to 2 or 3 days or whatever. And like we weren't really sticking to it, but we did it from January to like May.
Trying to go every other day.
And I said to you on the way out one day, I'm like, do I need to be the one to push you? Like, do I need to be like, we're going? And you're like, yes. I'm like, okay. But then you had your surgery, and we're just like, all right, let's hang on for a second. And then, you know, we're back in it now, and we're usually going 4, sometimes 5 days a week.
Yeah. And
it's great.
We typically go, no, not 4. We typically go at least 5. And I say at least 5.
I'm saying at least 4, most times 5.
Every week since we started going back, we have gone at least 5 days a week.
Okay, good.
Yes. We have not missed more than, in a calendar week, we have not missed more than 2 days.
I feel really, really good because I feel like we're really concentrating now. I feel like we're actually working towards our set goals.
Yeah.
And not kind of sidestepping things. We're not cheating on food. We're not, you know, we're not saying like, oh, I really don't, well, let's take today off. And, you know, like,
it started with that fucking snack wrap.
Yeah, but that was one time.
That damn snack wrap, which I don't know about your body, but my body said, well,
listen, we're
pump the brakes because we're about to do some real ugly shit.
I'm finally at that point again where I'm kind of just done with fast food, not only because it's fast food, but also because you don't get the same volume for the same price anymore. Everything has gotten cheap and smaller. And the nutritional value just doesn't make it worth it. It's just like,
no.
You know, it's like,
I do kind of want a snack wrap now.
I'll make you one. I'll make you a real one. Why don't we? Like, I started following a whole bunch of people on social media who like do like meal prep, and it's watching people cook using ingredients that are unconventional has always kind of excited me because of the fact that like my parents, my family, my friends' families have always been kind of bland when it comes to making food. It's just like salt, pepper to taste, blah, 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 blah. It's like, you know, there's other things out there.
Like?
Different spices, different sauces, different marinades, different ways of doing things. It's just like my parents were very simple in the sense that like they made the same dishes, you know, throughout the month, I would say. Like, they'd pick what they were going to do, but they would never deviate. They would always do the same things the same way every time. And it's just like, you see how I get with things. I like, I make these weird concoctions from time to time. I change things up.
You're just trying to get rid of that 10-year-old basil.
I certainly am.
There's
and I'm
so
putting it on
much of
everything.
There's so much of it.
And I'm still not sick of it yet.
Well,
For those who
thank
don't know, my dad would buy
sick
basil.
of it or sick from it?
Sick of it. I'm not
Yeah.
sick from it yet. My dad bought basil, among other things, in bulk, and
Yeah. What? Jesus.
and I don't think he used all that much of it because there's so much left.
Obviously.
Anyway,
The meal prep I used to do meal prep. I used to have the containers, and I would make the food, and I would have it set, and I would have it aside and everything, and it just got so fucking boring. And
what was boring about it?
Eating the same thing 5 days in a row.
That's why you season them differently.
No, it's not about the seasoning. It's like, ooh, chicken again. Like that was my attitude, and I was just like, oh. And then my body would just start craving other things.
That's why this last time I took the chicken and I kept the raw chicken in the sealed container and only took out like one or two at a time. That way we could do them differently if we wanted to.
Yeah.
So, because you know how much you love when I make fried chicken.
Yes.
But we're not going to be doing that for a while.
I don't see why not.
All that oil.
So? I've said bake it, and you said, ugh, no.
I don't like baking chicken.
Well, I don't like,
Well, if you also haven't asked me to bake chicken, so.
I've said we can bake it, and you said no.
You haven't. You could say to me, babe, would you bake it this time?
Do we have any chicken?
I just bought some, yes.
Is it in the fridge?
No, it's in the freezer.
Oh, we'll have to take it out of the freezer and put it in the fridge.
I love how we're just planning out our meal prep on air for everyone. Yeah, come on over. I fucking hate when people do that. That like, because I used to post a lot more pictures of food that I'd make, and
Yes.
people were like, "Where's my invitation?"
Go
It's
fuck
like,
yourself.
it's like, okay, come over and bring a side dish. I don't fucking care. Like, I'll cook for anybody. You know that.
Yeah.
Let's get back to that for a second, because you mentioned inconsideration earlier, and fucking, I've been seeing it more and more, and I'm just kind of done with it.
Yeah.
Like today, I finished my job, and then somebody went home early, so we had to pick up the slack, and I still finished that, within the allotted time. And somebody who will remain nameless comes back and is like, everything's gonna get fucked up because you run and you do all this stuff and blah 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 blah. And it's like, shut up! It's not my fault. You can't do your job.
But that's not being inconsiderate. That's just being dumb.
It's being inconsiderate of the fact that, like, I don't like the idea of abusing the system. Like, listen, it is disgustingly hot out, and I have things to do. I have a podcast to record. I have a workout to get to. I have time with my family to spend, and you guys are bitching at me because I don't want to sit out in 90 degrees roasting my ass off for an extra $6? Go fuck yourself.
I had a hard time walking the dog today.
Like, anybody that would rather stay out at their jobs, especially if it's outside this time of year, just to make some overtime, is fucking nuts, in my opinion. I am sorry, but that is how I feel, and I am not about to willingly subject myself to that.
I've definitely been in situations where I've taken jobs to get away from people. Like, to be like, okay, like, I just don't want to be home right now, so I'll take some more work. I'll take this. Oh yes, I'll go help with this. I'll go do that and everything, just so that, like, but can't run away from it forever. And nowadays the money's not even worth it.
No,
money's definitely not worth it.
Money
doesn't go nearly as far as it's supposed to.
And we could spend a week getting into that.
Well, I think about the things that, when we talked a few weeks ago about how, like, we want to make better long-term decisions for ourselves, for our health, for
our sanity,
our sanity and everything, and and for our money. And what are the unused things that we don't need anymore? Going out for food was one of them, where we're just like, we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that because it's unnecessary and it's not a good habit to have. Are you laughing because you just checked your phone on camera? The world saw it.
I know. I think work heard what I said, and that's why they're calling me.
you know, going out to eat and, you know, subscriptions that we don't need anymore and everything. And then the funniest thing happened, which we decided that, you know what, we actually do use these things. We're just going to use them more so that we get the most out of the money that we're spending.
Like, you've seen me kind of just go with the defeatist attitude when it comes to TV because there's really nothing I want to watch, I have to get home to see right now. And it's just like, I've always kind of felt, especially within the last 10 years, about that way about subscriptions and stuff. Like, I got rid of my Apple Music subscription when you put us both on Spotify. And like, even if we didn't have, thank you. And even if we didn't have that, I'd be okay. And I don't have any streaming service subscriptions at the moment because I don't need them.
Because I pay for them.
Yeah, but I don't have access to those when I'm out on the road.
Well, you could.
But I don't need them. That's what I'm saying. It's just like, I've also especially tried to get away from, like, I couldn't handle any podcast today. Like, I listened to a couple, and then as they went on and on, I was listening to music for a little bit, and then I'm just like, a lot of days this past week, I needed silence. Yeah. I absolutely needed silence because I'm like, I'm so fucking sick of hearing about this droning on and on about fucking Epstein and fucking
I haven't been paying attention
Obama and treason and
literally not a word of it. I remember you said something for a blip moment and I was like, okay. And I believe that was the last I actually heard of
it. I thought about suggesting to you, let's do another like What's in the News podcast, and it's just like
I think the worst part about that was having to like know what's in the news.
My opinion on that right now is that it's one of those times where none of it is of any real importance because you have people bitching and moaning about this report is supposed to come out but didn't. This person promised this but we didn't get it. We're holding this person to this promise, like, and it's just like the news isn't even worth listening to because it's just people arguing about things that aren't benefiting us as a society. They're not helping us achieve anything or making our lives any better. It's just people.
You know what's been really fun is that with all of that nonsense going on in the world and the fact that, you know, you and I have not actually been talking about it, my phone hasn't been hearing it, so social media has not been showing me any of it.
Like Stephen Colbert got canceled. Who cares?
I heard about that, and I don't.
There's a conspiracy theory that Trump did it because he doesn't like him, and fucking like maybe if you were funny, you would have stayed on the air.
The unfortunate thing about this is that now this is probably all that's going to show up on my TikTok because the phone is listening to us. Obviously, It always will be. But like I've been sending you videos of animals jumping on trampolines,
and I love it because it's
so much fun.
It's not girls on trampolines, but it's
but it's I think just as good.
I love seeing that bear plop right through the trampoline.
It's so funny. And
that's just precious. It. I unfollowed everything on Facebook except like the dodo and all the animal rescue things. Yeah. So it's constantly just stray dogs and stray raccoons and other like odd creatures getting rescued and taken into homes and stuff. Usually in places like Australia because that's where it's legal to do these things. It's just like I'd much rather see that because you know why? Because animals can't talk back to you.
I saw a TikTok a few days ago, and the sound, again, you don't know what's real anymore.
No.
But the voiceover on this particular video, and I've seen it on several obviously, but is talking about how people who prioritize animals over human beings,
I feel like that's a more recent thing,
that it is actually like a development of the empathy part of your brain. That it's a different development of that part of the brain.
But what I'm saying is I don't remember a time before now where it was as prevalent. Like,
I think it was, but it was sort of looked down upon. The people
to prioritize animals over people?
Yes. That, like to this day, I still get people saying, it's just a dog.
Well, because you see so many people out there that still like abuse. Like we see animal abuse in our own neighborhood. We see people smacking their dogs. We see people fucking like yanking on their fucking leashes and shit. And we see people not picking up after them. There's your inconsideration in a nutshell.
I saw when I lived in Carmel, there was one of my Patty and Selma were my neighbors. And one of them had a very small dog, who gasp, Kelsey Priest, the dog developed essentially emphysema.
From being around them?
Yes. The dog developed emphysema.
How did you find this out?
Because these people don't understand the idea of an indoor voice. The dog developed emphysema and, all kinds of other issues. And they would, since they, during the warmer months, which was essentially March to November, they would sit outside rolling their own,
shaving their legs
on the sidewalk. Yep. And drinking from sunup to sundown. Oh yeah. And this dog would be tied up on the lawn the whole day. And I'm like, the sun does move, like that dog, that poor emphysemic bastard is literally, I'm watching the dog cook.
Was its name Jub Jub?
I hope so. No, I couldn't. These women, like, you could not understand a word that came out of their mouth. So to this day, I don't know what that dog's name is. I presume at least one of them is dead at this point. But knowing my luck, nah. Could take a drive over there and key their cars, like I used to in the good old days.
We're live.
Fight me. Come and find me and fight me. Listen. I only did it on my way out because I forgot to throw eggs.
No, you just spit on them.
Yeah, I did spit on them constantly. Yes. Anyway, but yeah, that really got to me, and it's always been sort of a stick in my craw that the idea of people who want to say that animals are just animals. It's like. No.
Well, we did this before, too. We did a whole episode on dogs.
We're doing a lot of revisits.
Because it's the same shit over and over and over again. We will always...
Oh my God, are we out of ideas?
No, we're not out of ideas, but we will always have the same complaints. And the thing is, like, even after they're, like, what would that be like? What would that look like? If all of a sudden our problems were solved? If I could snap my fingers and our problems are solved?
I think I could tell you exactly what that would look like.
What?
I would... be wildly at peace, and you would be looking around for something else,
some trouble to get into.
You'd be looking around for something else to fix.
Yeah,
because I don't think you would trust it. I don't think that you would trust it if peace were just handed to you.
I've lost my enthusiasm because of everything that's been going on. I want it back, but it's not as available as it used to be.
It's when you're dealing with this much nonsense, it's almost like you feel like you don't have the time. You don't have the time to enjoy parts of your day and parts of your life.
Like, take my struggles with grief, out of the equation for a second. I had built up such a frustration and such a, I don't even know what the word is, but an ire, a contempt.
Yeah.
For work because of all the things going wrong there and all the battles that I was losing and all the righteousness going out the window because it's like I think I'm doing the right thing in a lot of situations. I'm going to people for advice that I think can help me, solve or mitigate my problems. And I'm kind of just talking to a wall most of the time because it's just like, well, I think I'm doing the right thing. I think I'm going through proper channels. And I'm still just met with, well, it doesn't matter because you can't change anything.
See, but that to me is the wrong way of looking at it. Like, yeah, there's nothing you can necessarily do, but that doesn't make it like, an oh well situation.
It was a perfect breeding ground for apathy, though. Because I have always, from day one, gone in and done my job to the best of my ability. You used to say the exact same thing when we talk about your job when you still had it, and how frustrated you would get with people who cut corners, and and it's just like I go in now and I work this. I have the same ethic that I've always had, but I've checked out. I checked out a long time ago, and I started telling people that I checked out because it's just like. I could lose this job tomorrow and I wouldn't care.
Well, don't advertise it. Jesus, cover it up.
Because I grew up believing that you're supposed to go in and do the best job you can, and you're supposed to not short side people and make their lives more difficult. But it's not even just in my job. I notice it in so many other facets of life, and it's just like, this is not the world we grew up in.
Well, no.
But it seems wrong to me, and feeling that way just doesn't seem to be enough. It's just like, okay, things are wrong, so what?
So what?
That's kind of
things are wrong.
That's kind of everyone else's mentality. It's just like people's toes get stepped on every single day, but nobody seems to notice and nobody seems to care.
Maybe they do notice, but they realize that there's nothing they can do about it. Like, that's just it. Is, whatever happened to the idea of life hands you lemons, make lemonade?
Nobody I know other than you is that optimistic.
Well, why not?
Because they choose not to be. They choose not to frame it.
It's a choice.
I understand that, but then
make the choice. Like, why choose pessimism then?
I'm not the one you need to be having this conversation
with. You're one of them. Come on.
Let's put it this way. I've been employed in situations where I was much, much more optimistic than I am now.
I upset the dog.
Well, yeah, you smacked the table. She thinks the house is
the
coming
house
down.
Is crumbling.
Hello.
She'll be on her way soon.
I remember being employed in areas where this wasn't as big of an issue, but I guess times changed, people's attitudes changed. You've pointed out that I'm noticing these things a lot more, but I mean, sometimes I even question that. It's like, am I noticing them more, or are they happening a lot more frequently, where people just don't seem to care about the well-being of others, and they just do what they do, and the hell with everyone else.
But that's just it. Is that to me, it's not that I don't think that that's happening. It's not that I think, people are essentially good, because I'm not a child. I'm not a dum-dum, and I don't
Are you calling me one?
No.
Are you?
No. But, I believe that the fact of the matter is that if people are in fact becoming worse, then I will remain good. I will remain positive and optimistic and sunshine and rainbows. I will remain that way because someone needs to counter all of that bad energy that's going out there. And if that means letting them be douchebags instead of becoming confrontational, instead of being angry all the time, then so be it. And that's a choice that I make for myself, because the idea of having to be a dick just because everybody around me is being a dick, the idea of that is so annoying.
You've heard me complain to no end about the driving habits of people that I see all the time. And yesterday you watched as somebody almost hit us.
Yes, that person deserved to end up in a ditch.
And then you watched on the way back as another person zipped around us because they didn't feel like sitting behind us.
I didn't see that.
It was the ones with the car seat on the wrong side.
I didn't see them zip around anybody.
Well, I saw them zip around me.
Okay. I wasn't paying.
But again, you at least witnessed one of these instances in real time, and it's just like, I don't know. I don't want to be one of those people that's afraid to leave the house, but I certainly want to leave the house a lot less when I see the level of stupidity out there.
Yeah, and I get that.
Like, I made a post earlier this week about, getting back on my motorcycle, which I've done very, very infrequently since the accident. And it's just like, I wouldn't feel so disenfranchised if this woman who ran me off the road had at least gotten a ticket or an infraction of some kind, because I can't see how I'm in the wrong. I understand that, everyone's interpretation of it is going to be different, but it's just like, this person caused me to have an accident because of their negligence.
I'm not going to take that away from you. I'm not going to take that away from you. The fact of the matter is, though, is that in that one specific instance, both that driver and you did things to contribute to that accident.
To the situation, yeah.
You both contributed to that situation. Now, I have heard a lot of it's her fault. I haven't heard you take responsibility for your part in it. And I wonder if you want it to be. I wonder if you want it to be her fault, because that's out of your control. I think that you should take the control back.
I took my fault in it is the fact that nothing bad happened to her, and I had to pay for the repairs on my motorcycle. That's punishment enough, okay? Neither one of us were hurt, which is great.
Yes.
But I had to pay a large amount of money to get back on the road again.
Yeah.
This woman did not signal and turn towards me, and our cameras are blinking.
They
and
just died.
Both of them?
Yup.
Anyway, we're still here. And walks away without so much as, a warning. Like,
back online for one of them. We'll see what happens.
So which is now,
and I get it, and that's that's a fault. That's a fault in the system, because
yeah, but here's the thing that bothers me is the fact that people have died out on those roads from people being just as reckless, if not more, and that hasn't even gotten people to wake up. That hasn't even gotten people to say, maybe we need to change something. Maybe we need to be a little bit more conscientious.
Yeah.
Because it's not even just adults who are being stupid. It's not just drunk drivers. It's not just, it's kids. There are kids that have died out there. And where are the parents? Where are the parents saying, be responsible out there? Be conscientious. Be aware of your surroundings.
I would place the blame in a lot of areas.
But when does the placing of blame stop and the action start? When does the change take place? When does somebody finally say enough? Somebody with sway say enough is enough, and we are going to start taking actions towards bettering ourselves as a community.
But that's just it, is that the errand of influencing change is a choice.
Right.
You cannot make people change the way that you cannot expect recidivism. Jail doesn't change people.
No, it changes some people.
It changes some people. But the fact of the matter is that, you're not going to change people just because you take them away from society for a while. That's been proven. So someone needs to make the choice to change themselves. If they choose that, this is not working. This is not working. I want this to be different. They will make. What are you looking at?
I just realized the third camera was atop the other two.
Oh yeah. Well, I did story time earlier, and I figured out how not to drop the camera in the tub.
See, you made a choice.
I made the choice to do something better for myself.
Well,
but that's just it. Is that when you want to see change, you can only change yourself. You can't make other people change. Do you think for one hot second that if the police department were like, we're going to put more police out on the road, that'll deter people? No, it won't. Maybe more tickets will be issued. Maybe more money will be gotten. But do you think that it'll slow people down? Probably not.
No, we're just, a little ways away from what that other town is doing, where they put cameras on the speed limit signs or the stop signs or whatever it is. And now they're mailing tickets out.
But all that, again, that's not going to stop people. Now, if people get ticket after ticket after ticket after ticket after ticket, maybe then they will make a choice, but they can't make other people make that same choice. If the mayor who owes me money decides to institute some more shit in this town and everything, right? We just had a massive uptick in our school taxes.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see some better kids cranked out of these schools then. Where's the proof? I want the bang for my buck out of that one.
Well, they just got free lunch.
Oh boy!
So now
for the rest of this calendar year, they're not even fucking in school yet.
And it figures. Dad used to say this all the time. There's no such thing as a free lunch. And if I went to him right now and I said, "Well, our taxes got the school, kids free lunches,"
which means it's not free. We're fucking paying for it.
That's
just it. Nothing's free. It all comes from somewhere, whether it's money, whether it's work, whether it's blood, sweat, tears.
And I can think
whatever.
of a few of my coworkers who, if we were explaining this to them right now, they'd be like, "Huh? Yeah."
Did they go to New Milford schools?
One of them. Yeah, some of them did.
See?
Yeah.
But that's just it, is that, to see, everyone says, well, I say everyone. People say, be the change you want to see in the world, right? But too many people are saying, well, why should I change when no one else is changing?
Well, that's just it. Maybe
because you could make the choice to just do it anyway.
Right.
Maybe everybody out there is complaining about us. Can you imagine?
I often, because here's the thing. I've been working this job for 7 years now, and I hear the way that other people get talked about when they're not at work. And so
my enthusiasm got caught in my throat.
And it makes me wonder, it's like, if this is how so-and-so is talked about by the rest of the staff when they're not here, what are they saying about me when I'm not here?
I can guarantee that there are people at the shop who are real glad that I did not stick around. Guaranteed. But, that's just it, You can't stop it from happening. So it's water off a duck's back. But you can decide not to do it to them.
Like this one guy called me a fucking asshole to my face, which, good for him for saying it to my face. But it's just like, I offered you my help so you wouldn't continue to make mistakes. You continue to make mistakes. I call you out on them and you call me a fucking... It's like, well, if you don't ask me for help, you're going to keep making mistakes.
Okay, but in that same vein, right? You're talking about unsolicited advice.
I'm the trainer. I'm supposed to be the one.
And they need to understand that in that particular situation. But when people offer up an opinion that you don't take or something like that, the idea that they're going to get bent out of shape about that is like, no one fucking asked you.
But that's the thing. That's another symptom of the current times, because everyone, and you know this because you've seen it just as much as I have, is that everyone takes opinions, suggestions, criticism, like everyone thinks it's a personal attack. Now, when I go to somebody and I say, this is where this is supposed to go, or this was not supposed to be done this way, or whatever, it's not a personal attack against them. It is correcting their misinformation so they don't make the same mistake again. Now, that's not going to stop them from taking it as a personal attack, but if I can't tell them that and them take it with a grain of salt, then who can?
Well, that's just it. Is when a broad generalization is made about someone or a type of person, right? Or even something as frivolous as I don't like X band, okay.
Because if
it's like so people who like that band are gonna take it personally, like it's an affront to them for liking it. It's like, no.
I had a coworker say I don't like Motorhead. Okay, that doesn't bother me.
I really couldn't.
I love Motorhead. But here's the thing: when these guys fuck up, it doesn't matter to me, because if I have to correct it, it takes me half a second. No big deal. Okay, but if they fuck up, it's an inconvenience on the customer that they are therefore inconveniencing.
Yeah.
And if the customer complains to me, okay, it's not my fault. I didn't make the mistake.
Right.
So I go to the person and I say, you made this mistake. This is how you correct it. If somebody did that to me, I wouldn't be taking it as a personal attack. It's like, okay, I fucked up. This is how I don't do it again. Problem solved.
Yeah.
Why can't people see it as that?
I wish I had an answer. I really do. I love having answers to stuff.
Me too.
I really do love having answers to stuff.
I've told you before.
But I really don't.
I have told you before. I welcome constructive criticism. If somebody has a problem, like the fact he's like, you're kind of an asshole. I'm like, yeah, I know. I contend to be. But you know what? When you're doing something you're not supposed to be doing and nobody else has the balls to call you out on it for fear of hurting your baby sensibilities, like...
In the retail jobs that I have worked, and I haven't worked them consistently, but in the retail jobs that I have worked in the last 15 years, and this one break, that one break, this last one, okay? I have always been pulled into some kind of meeting where I have been told that, not everybody is on the same level as me with regard to my work ethic or my deductive thinking and my problem solving and stuff. And maybe I should consider, for lack of a better way of putting it, dumbing myself down. And I'm like, absolutely not. I'm like, fucking try and fire me for being too efficient. I dare you. Like, I will not become worse at being at managing my staff and doing my job. I will not force myself to be worse just because other people can't keep up with me. Like, I'm not going to do that. And I've been reprimanded for it. I've had exit interviews where people have told me, you're very hard to work for. And I'm like, sorry. Bye. I'm like, oh, fucking well. Go back in time and give yourself a thicker skin.
Like, efficiency is supposed to be something to be ashamed of.
Yeah. But optimism is also supposed to be something to be ashamed of. It's supposed to, only stupid people have faith. Only stupid people are optimistic, because it's a naive way of thinking about the world. And I'm like, go fuck yourself.
I don't understand that. But you know what?
I'm like, I'm a goddamn delight and a ray of fucking sunshine. Fuck you.
I think so.
Right? You feel okay?
Tax collectors and harlots.
Well,
August 14th, 15th, 16th, and 17th.
Red squirrel is here. Yeah.
Well, we're coming in on the 1 hour mark, so I figured we should probably wrap this up.
Why not? We'll wrap this up. Thank you.
We have work to do, and I have Blue Drink to
and thank you out there in podcast land for tuning in. This was a fun little ride on the train of thought. I apologize because I did charge these cameras and I'm gonna have to check that cable because
you dropped them in the tub again, didn't you?
Nope, but these cameras have definitely not picked up what we put down.
Next week on That Talking Podcast,
we'll spin the wheel next week. Well, okay, but while we're at it, god damn it,
this was your idea.
I know, and now I'm completely thrown off. So thank you. Yes, out there in podcast land, we had a blast. Go to our website. Our new website, thattalkingpodcast.podbean.com.
That's right. We're on the PB now.
You can find, we're on the PB. No more BS. You can find all of our episodes streaming there. You can find links to our social. Instagram is DT Andy and JJ Star with 2 R's. You can send us an email at dtandyandjjstar@gmail.com. Let us know what you're thinking, questions, comments, concerns for our well-being, and ideas for future conversations. Also, find Tax Collectors and Harlots, Love Hard Art, and Coat of Arms Tattoo.
Aren't they hiring?
They are hiring. Hello, tattooists out there, full-time and part-time tables available.
Just artists.
Just artists. No apprenticeships.
No, shop people.
That's gonna be me one of these days. I guarantee it. I'm gonna go in there and dust the fuck out of that place.
Make sure that nothing falls off the shelves again.
Well, that's a ghost. Did I tell you that story?
I was there for it.
Yeah, they hung up my monster paintings, right. And the ghost in the shop keeps knocking the Dracula one off. So Aubrey put it in a drawer.
Aubrey put Dracula in a drawer.
She put Dracula in a drawer because the ghost kept ripping it off the fucking wall.
Nobody puts baby in a corner. I'm gonna have a word with her.
But yes, go find them if you're a tattooist in the Bethel, Connecticut area or looking for part-time table and everything. Let them know. You can find them on Instagram and other socials. Coat of Arms Tattoo Gallery. You got some shit coming up real soon.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, you got
we got 2 shows at Dead Language in Hartford coming up, one in September, one in October. I can't remember the dates.
But before then,
you got
Rat's Nest.
We got Rat's Nest. There was another one that got added. I can't remember.
Bristol.
Yes.
Yeah,
it's
after Labor Day.
Right.
Yeah. I think that Friday
but
after
the
Labor
next
Day.
thing is Rat's Nest the second week of August.
Woo! Coming up.
Getting ready.
Coming up. Go enjoy
and
yourselves.
Blood, Horror, and Ink.
The Blood and Ink Tattoo Con. Love Hard will be there again. hopefully with Coat of Arms. I gotta find out what they're doing. That's the first weekend in October. Get your passes. It's going to be rad. I'm sure
that's my long weekend.
I know they're gonna start announcing guest spots soon. I hope. I'm very excited to see who's going to show up this year, and check out my shop because I've got a whole bunch of new stuff coming up, and the doves are descending on us, so we should probably wrap this one up. And the dog came to see us, so it sounds like it's time to go. That's a full lid from the three of us at That Talking Podcast. I'm JJ Starr,
and I'm Mailman Andy,
and we'll talk to you later.
That's my line.
I did it.